Bros before hoes. What a lovely quote. It goes way beyond a rhyme. It's a lifestyle. Take a look.
Last weekend when you weren't answering my calls, I went to a party with Brian and I went home with him and I slept with him.
Yeah, I know what happened. We planned this all out.
What do you mean you planned it out?
Well, Brian bet me $50 and a pack of cigarettes that he could sleep with you. So now I'm down $50 and a pack of cigarettes.
You're nothing special. You're not gonna come into between our friendship and change anything just because you have feelings for him, but you couldn't control yourself when I asked to take you home.
A true friend won't fuck around with any of your girls or your exes. That's why a man's duty is to pick friends very carefully. Let's see the comment section. Bros before hoes is a statement to live by. Notice how she's not as good looking as him? Men need way better standards. Don't just give your time to random women. We planned this all out. That's a pure real life light Yagami moment right there. This is actually pretty smart. These bros, whenever they have girlfriends, they test them whether it's real love or not. If not, they get tossed to the side. Bros before hoes. $50 and a pack of cigarettes is a bargain price to test your girl's loyalty. Gotta have that bromance in life. Now this is bromance. We planned this all out. Truly words of a villain. I mean that in the best way possible. I'm not insulting him. Now she's gonna feel like $50 and a pack of cigarettes. Love the way she emphasized when you weren't answering my calls as if that's a valid reason to cheat on your boyfriend. It's funny that she called him a bad person, yet she slept with her boyfriend's best friend. Huge W for that dude. Feelings over facts is a lifestyle most women live by all the damn time.
So like, let's say if you were, I don't know, a CFO as a woman and a CFO as a man,
Yeah.
the likelihood of a woman earning less is a lot higher than the man.
That's
is what I'm
not
trying to
true.
say. Yes, it is. Statistically, it is true, actually.
Like you said it a second ago, it's a red flag when a girl asks a guy what he does for money in his career, correct? Why? Because that defines him.
Personally.
But men don't give a shit what you do most of the time when it comes to courtship and relationships.
Not the men that
So that
I've
proves my
met.
point.
I don't know.
That proves my point. That men understand that their value is determined by how much money they make. A broke woman can still find a rich man. A broke man is never even going to get looked at by a rich woman.
Well, the men that I've met, including...
Once again, your personal experience does not necessarily reflect how the world works.
But that's what you're asking, and I only know about my personal
It takes
experience.
critical thinking
so I
skills to
don't
be
know.
able to step outside of the box of your own life and look at the world objectively speaking and not subjectively
But that's
speaking.
not what you're asking. You're asking about my opinion, and that's what I'm giving
No,
you.
These hoes are all about the me, myself, and I mindset. They don't care about anything or anybody except themselves. Then they're the ones asking for more empathy, but can't offer that virtue in a million years. Let's see the comment section. When a man gets money, he shares, pays bills, can take care of girlfriend/wife/children. When a woman gets money, she sees herself above a man, doesn't need a man. That's why her money and degree is of no importance. It's great to have, yes. We don't care because we don't benefit from it. It takes a woman to think objectively, and this is impossible for them to do. Women are subjective by nature. Women's delusion is just limitless. They think they can have their cake and eat it too. Namely, they think they can have a career and then a kid in their mid-30s, if not 40s. But life ain't that sweet, honey.
Obviously, you know a lot of women that have these lifestyles. Would you say women prefer a career or having a kid, or even having both at the same time?
Like from my experience, I would say probably prefer having a kid and doing less work.
Okay.
Probably preferred. I mean, I have a couple of friends who are super industrious and they like working. But I would say a lot of my friends aren't like me, right? And they're happy at home, which is fantastic. I think that's how you that's a stable family right there. I think it's a lot more tricky if you have a woman that's like,
You gotta
no,
go
I
to
want
9
to
to
do more.
5.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or that.
Or you'd want to, yeah. Yeah, I think the part of the problem is a lot of women aren't able to now, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't survive off one income, and people are kind of stuck in this, and they have to work even though they don't want to. But if you're with a woman that actually wants to work, then that's like another tricky situation that you're gonna have to navigate.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this on our pod too. Like, you know, because I like to, if I was to get married and have a family, I would want that traditional setup. But I'd be okay with, because I would say, hey, the kids come first. You got to be home with the kids because fuck a daycare and everything else like that. And that's my personal take on it. I think kids are best raised by their biological parents or a grandmother if needed, right? Where the woman needs to enter the workplace. But, you know, I would say, hey, work from home, especially with, you know, the internet and, you know, technology in general. Like
even back in the day, though, when people were living in tribes, women went out and worked. Like this isolating woman at home and then man at work 9 to 5 family unit isn't normal. If you go back like 300 or 400 years, people were cared for by aunts and uncles and cousins and, well, maybe not uncles as much.
That's why they say it takes a village to raise a family. To raise kids. That's where the phrase comes from.
Yeah, and there were people who went out, and whether or not that was gathering things or doing some sort of work or making weapons even, there were different factions of tribes that did other things. And there were women that stayed around the kids. Or even if you worked on a farm, like women spent all day cleaning clothes, washing things, I don't know, plucking chickens, cooking, like trying to keep their family fed, and then their family took care of the kids. And right now it's hard, I think, for a lot of women to be at home by themselves, especially if no one is having kids around them. Like it'd be easier with friends or cousins or like someone else out there having kids.
Yeah, I think as you know, as you have more and more children, then, you know, obviously things it go right. With one kid, maybe you can manage some work, whatever. Then with two, maybe okay, I got to cut the work back a little bit. So it depends on, I guess, on the situation, how many kids you want to have, the working. It goes case by case for sure.
So Michaela, does this cause you think depression in a lot of women, where they struggle between a career, having kids? They're kind of like, what should I do? In your opinion?
I mean, probably it's one of the like main concerns. And I know a lot of women who like put it off because the media also tells you that you can have kids until you're don't worry, you're like 35 or 38. Look at this celebrity who had a kid when she's 40.
Yeah.
And then I know people who are even mid 30s and couldn't have kids, or a little bit younger than that. And they're like, what? Like I've been told a lie.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the biggest lies we tell women, is they can put off.
That is
family.
a catastrophe.
Yeah.
Because like you're missing out on one of the reasons people are people. Right? That's crazy.
We have a solution, actually. We say invest in Chewy because a lot of women nowadays, unfortunately,
I gotta be single, man. Yeah,
have
that's
cats
true.
and dogs.
Yeah.
And it's sad because, hey, you know you want to have kids, but you're saying, you know what? I want a career.
Yeah.
Well, here you go.
Yeah, I think one of the things is
just saying.
Because we definitely and we've noticed this too, because there's been a bunch of women that come on the pod and say, well, I'm just gonna have a kid when I'm 40 or when I'm 38, 37.
Okay.
If there's like, and I'm like, well, holy crap, well, hold on one second, stop the phone. Like, what? Like, is this like common? And the more and more girls we interview, the more they think, yeah, I'm gonna have a kid in my mid 30s and 40s.
Who are you interviewing though? What kind of women do you have on this show?
You know, it's funny. We've had women that are 30 plus and they did the whole career thing, and they come here crying, saying, I wish I didn't take this route and I had a family and someone that supported me.
The girls invited to the show are mostly delusional chicks, boss babes, and the like. Girls who want to get married and, by extension, the status that comes with it, but don't want to be wives. Funny how all their career money is wasted on stupid stuff like bags, clothes they'll never wear, and shit they don't need. Let's see the comment section. Every time I see these privileged women being depressed by their choices, it's delicious, cause men don't get depressed by loneliness. Most men have a purpose. Back in the day, kids were raised by family members or members of the same tribe. There was a familiarity and comfort. Parents felt safe leaving their kids with family members or fellow tribesmen because there were common denominators regarding how to raise kids. Daycare is literally leaving your kids with complete strangers. You have no idea who the daycare providers are, and you have no idea who these other kids are. Very different. I was married once to an unemployed stay-at-home wife. One key learning point for me is the importance of your wife having something to keep her busy and occupied. Because if she doesn't, then she has a whole lot of time to think about all the shit you ain't doing right. Some words of wisdom. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.